Every single day and every time Sir Keir Starmer opens his mouth or tweets or releases a statement, he loses more votes and more support in the country, but also from his own political party, Labour. Now, up to a point where the Labour Party is now cancelling Starmer. It's getting absolutely hilarious. Now, some of you might think, and I always say, why are we even talking about Labour? Yeah, I mean, seriously, they're not representing anyone in the country anymore, apart from a very small niche of metropolitan liberal middle classes. Yes, we get that. But they are still the main opposition party, and they are still posing a massive threat to our culture and to our way of life, and of course the economy and everything else, the political system. This is getting a bit weird now because, I mean, I'm sitting here as a conservative-minded person who's, of course, criticizing the Tory government as well as the Labour Party, because centre-right and centre-left right now don't really understand that we are still going through a wave of anti-establishment, and on the one side cancel culture, the other side counterculture, and everything else going on. And these things are not just trivial topics, because these things also affects the economy, the budget, social issues, and of course business policies and everything. This is all in the same package. The reason people are sick and tired of the establishment is because of this. Now, the Bakers Union are the latest addition to a list of trade unions who are cancelling Labour and defunding Sir Keir Starmer's leadership team. Now, it's getting slightly bad because the reason that the Bakers Union are unhappy with Starmer is because they believe that Starmer is right-wing. I mean, the boss of this group, Ian Hudson, who has been kicked out of the Labour Party because, he doesn't like Jewish people and he attacks minorities. And they're saying that this is a witch hunt. Oh, Starmer is a Tory. I mean, what does that even mean, Tory? Because if you mean right-wing, then right now Tory government is not even right-wing. So technically, yeah, maybe he's a Tory because he's left-wing. And Tory government is also left-wing. They are unhappy with Starmer because he's refusing to accept the £15 minimum, £15 an hour minimum wage policy. They say that, well, no, he doesn't care about us. Have you seen Starmer? The guy who takes the knee, the guy who wants to nationalize stuff, the guy he's got the same policy as you. The only difference is that his rhetoric is different, his hairstyle is different, and he's kicked out Jeremy Corbyn and Ian Hudson. Is that your problem? Is that really the biggest issue that you guys have? I mean, I'm just making these videos because it's funny, it's comical. They're not really doing anything to us right now. But I said Baker's Union is the latest edition because you had GMB a while ago, quite recently actually, it's stopping the funding of the Labour campaigns in London because of Islington Council and of course the people who back Sir Keir Starmer. You also had a while ago Unite, the union, cutting their funding. So this was last year, cutting it by £1 million. Now they're doing it even more. They cut ties. All these unions are now completely kicking off the Labour Party that was created by trade union movements, by workers' movements. And yes, there was an element of Marxism at the beginning, but there was also an element of just working classes who just wanted to stand up to the bosses, factory bosses, and the establishment, the political class being, of course, complacent. Now, this is not that Labour Party. This is no longer the same Labour Party because you now have two tribes. One, the metropolitan middle class, Starmer hairstyle lawyers with the avocados, I always say it. And then you got the other side, the Corbynistas, the communists who want to bring down the flag, the border, the Queen, everything, the House of Parliament, everything. Just everything needs to go. Apart from Starbucks. Starbucks can stay because they love the coffee. Otherwise, there's absolutely no credible opposition in there. There's no leadership or alternative government because, yes, I am still talking about them and you guys are upset because you leave a comment saying, oh, Maya, stop talking about them. They're irrelevant. Yes, I know they're irrelevant, but they are still, the reason they still matter, not just because they're still, in the opinion polls, they are the second party. It's not the fact that, whether they can or can't win the next election. It's because their rhetoric creates more militant, smaller groups and movements. These are the people who train the militant protesters. These are the people who have the funding to do all these practices and all these sessions and tribes to, have like idiots going around, blocking the roads and, of course, attacking windows and shops and everything else. It's because of these guys. So we have to talk about them because, just because they don't have a chance of getting into government doesn't mean that they're not posing a threat. That's why I do this every day, and I'm not going to give up. And as I said, there's going to be a lot of big updates in the next few days as well from both centre right and centre left. So we'll keep you guys posted because on that issue we are going to Tory conference this tomorrow. So for the next few days, I'll be reporting from Tory conference, but also Reform UK. So Richard Tice and Reform UK are going to have their own gathering, and Tory party as well. So we're going to Manchester. We're going to talk to those guys, and we'll be posting all the videos. So definitely, if you want to support this channel, then go to mytousi.co.uk and become a member. You could either join as a monthly membership, or you could do a one-off annual. Or if you just want to support the channel, there's the PayPal link in the description if you don't want to subscribe to the main website as well. We're going to have a lot of topics to talk about, so definitely check that out. And we're not going anywhere because we are the media.